In the MiniGP50 class at GYG, you may remember the championship leader Casey O'Gorman had that huge high side, and the man that took advantage in race one was James Cook here. Now that was a really close race, but you seem to control it from the front, is that fair?
Yeah, because I start from fifth and then I just worked my way through the lead, and I got to the front, and then I just started to go away, and yeah.
Okay, and how do you like that circuit? I mean, it's certainly one of the most beautiful circuits in the world. You've got big uphill and downhill, different from this weekend. How do you like it there?
Well, yeah, because last year at the track I was doing really well, but that was on the Mini, so I felt like I could do it on the Metro kit. So yeah, it was good that round.
And this weekend, how's it going for you so far here at Wilton Mill? It's a popular circuit here. I think you've done well here before.
Yeah, I've done well there last year because it was my first ever time on a 50 last year. So yeah, I think I'm up for it.
Okay, well, good luck this weekend. Who do you want to thank for that win last time?
My mum, my dad, everyone who supported me and sponsors me for the whole weekend. And yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Now, for followers of the championship out there watching on YouTube, you guys some of you will recognise this young man, very popular in the championship, Casey O'Gorman. Now, you've created your own little bit of history in the championship this year, MiniGP50, in that you've won it back to back. You won the championship last year, you've won it again this year. You've also won it with 2 rounds to go, so you're not actually racing MiniGP50 this weekend. Are you aware of all this history when you came into the season this year? What were you thinking?
When I came into this year, I wanted to win my 50 championship again, so I could be the first rider to win it back to back. Okay,
and you've done that and done it with 2 rounds to go as well. Not quite won every single race this season, but you're not far off. You've still got the Minimoto Elite and MiniGP70 championships to go for as well. You're probably the championship favourite in both of those, certainly. But obviously behind you there's a team of people, not just your dad, but you've got sponsors as well. Who do you want to thank for all this success?
Ace Signs, Jamman, Kabuto, Orangey, and my family, and that's it, yeah.
Shy personality, but not shy on the bike. Eddie O'Shea will not make the start. What an absolute sickener. He knows without Casey O'Gorman here, this is a great opportunity to take a win. But it looks like he's got a problem with the bike. Let's have a look at the grid on P1. It's the Dunsley Heat man, Josh Bannister on the 2 bike. James Cook rides a 44 alongside on the front row. On row 2, we kick off with Emmanuel Brinton riding the 93, 9 years of age from Brighton and Hove. 10 podiums, no win though. Eddie O'Shea should be going off P4. Doesn't look like he's going to start. What a sickener. Ryan Hitchcock riding the 43 with a couple of podiums. He goes off P5, then off P6 it's Dylan Mellor, the man from the northeast, 3 podiums this year, rides a 31 bike. Ollie Walker goes off P7 riding the 48, 10 years of age from Somerset. Mason Johnson comes next with a podium to his name, rides the 808 M&L electrical bike. Off P9 it's Kyle Payne for ACT Systems, he rides a 25, then Harrison Desoy comes next. Off P10, going off P11, it's Lucas Brown, 1 podium last time out for the 9-year-old from West Sussex. Then comes Alfie Davidson riding the 8 bike, 9 years of age from Leyland in Lancashire. Harrison Crosby comes next, riding the 69 bike with a podium to his name, 12 years of age from Ashford. Then Alessandro Valenti off P14. Off P15, it's James Rose Jr. riding the 28 bike. Off P16, Jimmy Parker comes next, riding the 39. Off P17, well out of position, is Thomas Gomez. 5 podiums this year and down in P17. That is well out of position for him. Cameron Soul rides the 100 bike. He goes off P18. Off P19, it's Ben Jolliffe, 10 years of age from Portland. Then comes Tyler Watson riding the 4 bike. He goes off P20, the 23 in this, by the way, the biggest grid of the year for MiniGP50. Mike Hardy comes next, riding the 113 machine. Then Taylor Stewart Campbell riding the 97 bike, 8 years of age from Wokingham, and rounding out the grid in his first MiniGP50 race, I think this is, Harrison MACKAY. Some say if I'm the Werther original, Jake Sanson must be the original Werther. And here he is. Mechanical failure for Eddie O'Shea, Jake.
That's not great. That means that the second row of the grid will only have one rider on it, namely Emmanuel Brinton, but 22 riders to take the start. That is still the biggest MiniGP50 grid of the season. James Cook from pole, away we go. It's a cracking getaway. He beats Bannister to oblivion, and that means he'll follow the line through to Crook. Brilliant start from Cook, Bannister, Brinton, Hitchcock, Mellor and Johnson. Bannister, though, should not be underestimated here. His first ever Cool FAB race was on this very circuit at Wilton Mill, so he's got the knowledge.
Yeah, and he crashed in that corner, of course, Christmas corner, didn't he, when he had a massive lead. It was in the rain, and we wondered why he had so much pace in the rain. It's because he was going basically, well too fast. Just got into Christmas corner and just kept the power on, just went straight on and went down. But yeah, this was his first appearance in the championship, and it launched his career in the Cool FAB series, and certainly made a name for himself that weekend, if nothing else.
Brinton, Hitchcock and Mellor having a fantastic scrabble over third position as the riders make their way through. Pick out your favourite as they charge through into the boot at the end of the first lap. Cook, Bannister, Brinton, Hitchcock, Mellor, Mason Johnson scrapping away with Ollie Walker. Then it's Harrison Desoy, Kyle Payne, Alfie Davidson and James Rose. Lucas Brown just outside that top 10 as well. But look at that battle. Cook has got a nice little advantage over Bannister. Brinton has got Hitchcock right with him. Mellor seems to have lost a little bit of ground as up the inside. Good little tussle between those two riders. Meanwhile, Mason Johnson tussling with Ollie Walker. It's Davidson and Rose who are having that scrap behind them, by the way. I was so busy trying to figure out which battle to watch. There's about 3 or 4 of them at this point of the circuit already. And there is Carl Payne trying to hang on to the back of the man who's just passed him, Alfie Davidson.
The man on the 55 bike was Harrison Desoy, but that's Cook, Bannister, Brinton, Hitchcock, and then Mellor, Mason Johnson, Walker, Desoy, then Davidson and Payne, rounding out the top 10.
Rose is there in 11th from Brown, Crosby, Alessandro Valente, Jimmy Parker, Thomas Gomez a little further down the order than he'd like to be, but he's still got plenty of time to make it up. 10 to go as they go through into Oblivion and Crook once again. Up Fine Lady, up Manuel's Bank, and then into Christmas Corner. A great little tussle this. Mason Johnson, don't forget, he's the man with only 4 fingers on one hand. He lost his finger 8 weeks ago in an accident. What was that nickname you came up for him?
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger, that's it. But now Mason Johnson has got Ollie Walker all over the back of him with Harrison Desoy looking for his way to come through. And ever since he got past Carl Payne, Alfie Davidson is looking a bit of a threat. Meanwhile, for third, Hitchcock is scrabbling over the back of Emmanuel Brinton. He wants to get into that third place spot. He's going to have to try every trick in the book, though, because Brinton is keeping that door firmly shut.
Yeah, Hitchcock's having a stellar day today, no doubt, as he comes through the toe of the boot. This is the heel of the boot out through the finish line. This is a nice little battle here as well between Mellor, Johnson, Walker and Harrison Desoy. Great battle going on for 5th place there. This is a battle for 3rd.
Hitchcock got a good run out of Fine Lady. He may get a chance into Christmas, but already Brinton's shut the door. Desoy up the inside of Johnson to follow Ollie Walker. So Walker's got past Johnson. Desoy's got past Johnson. Not a great lap for Littlefinger.
Indeed. There was a few people making comments. These kids are made of nails, aren't they? Because literally 2 months ago he lost a finger, getting his finger trapped between the cog, the sprocket and the chain. So just imagine that if you're an adult, that hurts a lot. And your finger comes off. 8 weeks later, he's back on the same bike, still racing. That tells you about the character of these kids.
Do you know what? I nearly coughed up my dinner just thinking about that one. Yes. Goodness me. Anyway, Cook and Bannister. Hitchcock now in front of Brinton, so he's made the move. Hitchcock now into 3rd position, so Brinton is going to want to come back at him. We've been so busy focusing on these 5, and what a battle it is, because Walker has now got a great run on Dylan Mellor. He's going to die for the inside of Christmas. He's got that one absolutely planted, and up the inside of Johnson, Davidson gets the move into 8th place as well. So some great overtaking moves in MiniGP50, but the battle is now on for 5th place between Walker, Mellor, Desoy, Davidson and Johnson. All 5 of these guys in a line, and they are swapping positions like mad.
Walker now in the box seat for this battle for 5th place as they come out onto the inside straight. Mason Johnson on the 808 bike, looks like he's got a bit of a problem.
Yeah, Marshall just had to run across the side, across the racetrack there because somebody has pulled off on the way out of Ashby. Oh, Johnson's gone down.
Just saw him go down in the background, going through the toe of the boot.
Well, we've got somebody in the background there. Well, that's why the Marshal ran across the road, because we've got somebody has pulled off at that part of the circuit. But Johnson has gone down at the toe of the boot, following in behind Alfie Davidson, who's now having a look on the inside of DeSoy, who was challenging Dylan Mellor. So drama in this race, and unfortunately now Mason Johnson has dropped down and out of the top 16 on the left of your screen. So Johnson is out of the fray. Now, was that mechanical driven, I wonder? Because he was losing pace.
I'm not sure. I don't think it goes down because of a mechanical issue like that. I think he's just lost the bike. Looks like it's had a low side going through the right-hander. But anyway, unfortunate for Mason Johnson. But here is that battle again for 5th, headed now by Ollie Walker, as we said. He's at the front of this battle and looks like he's got enough pace to hold on to it. Just gapping Dylan Mellor there, who's under pressure now from Harrison DeSoy, who in turn under pressure from Alfie Davidson.
Well, look at DeSoy. He is absolutely charging to try and get past Dylan Mellor here. He wants a piece of it. Now there's Mason Johnson. He's got going again in front of the scrap for 3rd between Hitchcock and Brinton as Davidson goes for it on the inside of Christmas on DeSoy. And he really needs to there because they are losing so much time. Hitchcock gets by Johnson, so does Brinton. This is a very strange situation for Mason Johnson, trying to get out of the way of faster bikes, because normally he is in that gaggle fighting for position. Cook goes through, lapping the traffic. Bannister in 2nd, still reasonably in touch. And then we got Hitchcock and Brinton. There's Johnson a lap down. Then it's Ollie Walker. Mellor and DeSoy. DeSoy might have Davidson to his inside to deal with. Then we got the 25 of Kyle Payne in front of Lucas Brown. But these two squabbling over 3rd. Hitchcock versus Brinton.
Did Davidson get him? We'll see as he comes through.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
So Davidson is through on DeSoy. He did commit to that move in the boot, and that was beautifully done. Hitchcock just checking over his right shoulder. Where is Brinton? He's right up the inside. He pulls across in the braking zone of Christmas to shut down any overtake.
Great battle here for 3rd place rather on the track. Josh Bannister now 2.8 seconds off the lead of James Cook. Quite remarkable that the poleman's just not had the pace to live with Cook. I think Josh is going to have a word with his sponsors, Dunsley Heat, to turn up the Dunsley Heat on that bike. See what I did there, Josh, again.
Brinton now squabbling to try and make his way on the inside of Hitchcock. He's going to come in very late. Beautiful for Brinton. The last possible moment move from Emmanuel Brinton, and now Hitchcock's going to try and get it back, but Brinton steps on the throttle. Beautifully done there, the quick flick of the wrist, and that was beautifully controlled from Emmanuel Brinton. That is as close as you could get to losing the bike, right on the edge of what you could do in the duel. Absolutely terrific. Meanwhile, further back, we've got this little tussle. That was Rose, Parker, Crosby having a nice little squabble, and they are in the mix there with Alessandro Valente just outside the top 10. But Hitchcock absolutely determined to get these guys back as the leaders are now in amongst the back markers. That was Thomas Gomez there squabbling away in the lower end of the field. This is just behind the Joe Lift contingent. But look at Brinton, now he's through in a 3rd position. He's disappearing from Hitchcock. He doesn't want any more challenge.
Indeed, that was a fantastic overtake, by the way, as the 113 goes through the picture now under pressure from Walker.
Up at the front of this queue, Davidson's got past Mellor. He's worked his way up from 9th place to 6th as Walker dives up the inside of the back marker. Davidson has charged his way past Payne, past Johnson, who then went down, past DeSoy, and now past Mellor. Davidson could reach the top 5 before the end of this race. He's doing an absolutely stellar job. He's got a lot of time to make up though on Walker, who's just been allowed to run away. But Davidson up to 6th. Great character from Alfie. He's put on a stellar show today, but he's tripped there very nearly over the back marker. There's your leader Cook. There's Bannister in 2nd. So James Cook about to go into the penultimate lap of this race here at Wilton Mill, and he's looked absolutely flawless. Bannister the quickest in 1 lap over qualifying, but in race trim, James Cook is absolutely flawless right now.
Yeah, incredible. Wally Walker pulling away from the battlers behind him. That's Davidson on the 8, then Mellor, DeSoy, Johnson has obviously gone down. Mikey Hardy's there, and that looked like Lucas Brown.
That's
Jake,
Brown.
on the 29. Where's Carl Payne gone?
Carl Payne's gone. That is Thomas Gomez, the 98, still struggling with some kind of problem in front of the 61 of Harrison MACKAY, but that is a big problem for Carl Payne. He was in the top 10. Now it's Lucas Brown, who has moved up to 9th. Great little tussle between these two now as they come through to Ashby's. This is the battle for 3rd position. Tightened up once again. That's Gomez in the background. You just saw Gomez pulled off to the side of the road. So his mechanical problems have come to naught. Unfortunately, he's out of the race. James Cook, though, being chased by this man, Josh Bannister, as they head into the final lap. But 3rd place, you could see quite clearly there, Alan, is not done yet. Brinton and Hitchcock have tightened up again.
No, absolutely. We saw Thomas Gomez, as you say, Jake, off the side of the track. James Cook with the fastest lap, 53.142, ahead of Josh Bannister. Now 3.5 seconds further back. Gomez, obviously, we knew, I said at the beginning, looking at the grid positions, he was well out of position. Where did he start? Well down the field. Was it 17th, something like that?
I think it was.
Well out of position for Thomas Gomez, and it just looks like the bike there at the side of the track has given up the ghost.
And Carl Payne is out of the race as well, unfortunately, so 2 of the names who could easily have been in the top 10 in this one. But this man, James Cook, has ridden to perfection here as he comes into the ankle of the boot, into the toe, the double right apex. He's just been absolutely commanding all the way through here, into the heel, and it's a victory for James Cook in flamboyant style. Absolutely magic run. Josh Bannister in a fine 2nd place, the pole man keeping himself in contention for as long as humanly possible. Joliffe a lap down there in 15th as he comes across the line. Hitchcock's on his own. He got past Brinton, and Brinton dropped back on that last lap, so Hitchcock hangs on to 3rd. Ollie Walker across the line for 5th in front of a fantastic run for Davidson, and Desoy managed to get Dylan Mellor in the closing stages there as well. Finishing off the top 10, it is going to be Lucas Brown who will cross the line in front of that charge between these two. James Rose ahead of Jimmy Parker. Not long between those two either. That was only about 1/10 of a second. Not even, well, just over between those two. Cook takes the victory. Bannister in 2nd place from Ryan Hitchcock. Emmanuel Brinton fighting all the way. And in 5th place, Ollie Walker. Brilliant start to the weekend for James Cook. He would back it up with a 2nd victory in the 2nd race of the weekend. And was he going to be beaten again? No chance. He's in an absolutely brilliant mode at Wilton Mill, James Cook, and he takes all 3 victories. As we know, Casey O'Gorman is already the champion, but heading to the final round, Cook is only 13 ahead of Brinton. The 2nd place run will go down to the wire.